entertainment. Potty Player Entertainment needs to adjust his lamp. There we go. Okay, so welcome back to another New Views Mirror Reviews. I think I'm just going to keep doing these live because what I do is, it started out where like I would watch some, like maybe like a few, and then I would do New Views Mirror Reviews. But it got to the point where I got lazy with it, and I would watch like all these movies, and then by the time I got to New Views Mirror Reviews, the list was huge, and then I would have to take each and every one of them off this shelf and put them in a stack right here, and then when I'm done recording, I gotta put them all back. And I was like, bro, this is too many movies for this. I don't want to take all these off and then put them all back. But if I do this live, where I could take the pace slower, I could just take one off, talk about it, and then put it back. Easier. Also, I don't have to do them as often. So, should I do a live? Nah, I can't get on a live stream schedule. I'm starting a new job soon anyway, so I can't. It's going to be a little hard. Anyways, okay. Welcome back, everyone. New Views Mirror Reviews number 13. Last time I did New Views Mirror Reviews, the live stream, like, just suddenly cut. And then I had to do a second live stream. So hopefully that won't happen again. It did not happen the last time I did a live stream, which was for my 200 reviews. Also, if you can hear the crickets outside, like you did, if you watch my DVD update, those crickets, I watched the video. I watch every single one of my videos before I upload them. And those freaking crickets, man. Gosh, they're just all up in that video. But thankfully my voice is louder, which is good. But I put a couple things here to try and block out some of that noise, but it's, if you saw my DVD update, you understand why you can hear these crickets. It's because it's not exactly blocked off. So, and it was storming all day today. So I wanted to make a video today, but it was storming, and then tonight I was like, I haven't finished my notes yet for my Thor review, so let's just do a live stream. So we're gonna do a live stream here tonight. Also, I don't know if I showed y'all the shirt already, but peep the shirt. This I got it really cheap. It was on sale, and I kind of figured out why. I can tell it's made cheaper, like not from like the best fabric, but still the print on here is done very nicely. There's also this on the back, which is awesome. I now have 3 t-shirts from the Batman, and it's not enough. Okay. Sorry. I guess quick update. I'm planning to review this. I'm currently watching this show. Really enjoying it. Also, Ash vs. Evil Dead, that review will be coming as well. Thor is coming. Captain America is coming. Avengers is coming. I stopped rewatching the MCU so that I could catch up on these reviews first, and then I'm going to watch Iron Man 3 and so on. What else? Bad Boys 1 and 2. I still want to do those, but it's not the priority right now. But I do want to review those movies, don't get me wrong. I do. It's not the priority right now. I've also, so if you saw my DVD update, I bought this, and I didn't open it for that, but I did open it after I made my video, and there are so many discs in here, it's ridiculous. Like, okay, there's 1 here, 2 here, 2 here, and 2 here. There's 2 here and 2 here, 2 here and 2 here. There's 2 here, 2 here, 2 here, and is there 1 or 2 here? And then there's 1 there. That's a lot of discs. I mean, there's just so many. Like, jeez-a-loo, that's a lot of discs. I understand there was a lot of episodes of the show, but gosh, you couldn't condense that a little bit? So anyway, I've been rewatching this. It definitely doesn't hold up super well. I will say that. But when I finish watching the series, which is going to take a while, I might review it. I'm thinking about it. I started some notes, so I'll think about it. Okay. I was just doing that before I decided to do this live stream, and then I paused it and turned off my Xbox and started doing this, so I will go back to doing that once I'm done with this. We will stream for about an hour, like we always do. And, yeah. Alright, let's jump into it. So, New Views Mirror Reviews. Let's get it. Let's see. What newly viewed movies I gotta review. How y'all doing? I'm gonna pull a Dashie on you. You got snacks? You got snacky snacks? I love Dashie. Okay. The first one we got here is... I'll peek. Somewhere. Right here. Okay. Sinister. Now, I talked about this already a little bit in my review for The Black Phone. I really liked this movie. This was a really darn good horror movie. It wasn't full of crappy jump scares. It wasn't cheap. It was original. It was interesting. It was well acted. I really like this movie. I've only watched it one time, but I would like to revisit it at some point. If I do, I'll be sure to review it. I really liked it. I'm going to give this an 85. Just a really good original horror movie. And a lot better than the one I watched today. The first one. I watched 2 horror movies today that I had never seen before. The first one was really bad enough. We'll get into that. All right, the next one is right here. It's Drag Me to Hell. Now, I already talked about this in my DVD update when I told you I got this. So I'll just briefly go over it. I liked it. It was good. It was campy. Didn't love it. Not Sam Raimi's best movie, but still an enjoyable watch. 75 out of 100. If you want more thoughts that I had, check out my DVD update. You can see me holding it in the thumbnail. This one is... Oh, thank you. Okay. I just thanked myself. You guys ever seen that video of, like, the dude, like, the football player being interviewed? He's like, bless you, thank you. It's really weird. Hey, Chris, you're really weird, too. Shut up. Alright, next one I got here is Don't Breathe. I don't remember this movie coming out, particularly. I'm sure I heard about it in school. I think this came out in 2016. I was in high school when this movie came out. I'm sure I heard about it, but I don't really remember. I didn't really go to the movies as much back then because I didn't have a job and I didn't know how to drive. I didn't really get into going to the movies until my senior year, I would say. That was when I grew as a person and I could drive now, and I had a job now. So I was able to explore movies more when I got into that age group. So this came out a little bit too early for me. I'm only 22, so very young. But I enjoyed this movie very much. This was really good. It's simple but effective. And I think I talked about this one already as well, but it's all right. It's simple but effective. It's a very, very simple plot, but it's effective. I didn't find it particularly scary, but I did find it very suspenseful. Really like this one. I'll give this one an 80 or an 85. Probably an 85. Maybe like a B+. Really liked it. Next one, I do not have a copy of this. It's My Girl. I watched this. I heard about this movie for like the longest time. It interested me, but I never wanted to spend money on it. But I watched it, I think, on Netflix with my girlfriend, and it was okay. I liked it. The acting was very good. It was a sweet story. I enjoyed it. 75 out of 100. It was a cute movie. Oh boy, this part's gotta be fun. All right, let's talk about these. Gosh, these movies. Oh, where are they? Right here. Okay. So, when Halloween rolls around this year, one of the movies that I definitely want to review just fell out of its slipcover is Scream. I really like this movie, and I'm looking forward to rewatching it and reviewing it for you guys this Halloween time. Now, here's the problem with Scream. They didn't stop after 1. Is that a truck? Whatever. They didn't stop after 1. They made 2, 3, and 4. I recently watched the sequels for the first time in my life. I saw the new one in theaters. You can check out my review for that. Look, Wes Craven was a very good director. He made some very good movies. He made some not so good movies, but he made some very good movies. He directed all 4 of these movies. And the only one of them I really thought was worth watching was the first one. Scream 2. What did I give it this? I think I gave... Did I give it like a 5 on my IMDb? I think I gave this one a 5 out of 10 or a 50 out of 100. Yeah, and then I think I gave this one a 50 or a 60 out of 100. This one I thought was okay. I'd give this one a 70. I didn't hate this one. I can't remember what I gave them. Let's see if my IMDb still works on this old thing. No. Okay, it's not gonna work right now. Alright, so I can't check right now, but I can't remember what... I can't remember what I rated them. Now that I sit here and think about it. Well, looking back on it, I guess I'd give both of these a 5. They weren't that great. But I think I did like the third one better. So I guess I'd give that one like a 5.5 or a 55 out of 100. Or maybe a 60. And then this one, yeah, I'd give a 70. It was alright. But I still think the new Scream movie was the best sequel. In my opinion. So yeah, that's, Scream, not very good franchise. Just has that original movie. That's what we like, and everything after that was pretty bad. Pretty bad. Okay. Alright. Now we got those Screams. Let me see, what comes next? Okay, so this next one I watched, I don't have this one either. My girlfriend made me watch it with her on Disney Plus. It's called Lion King 1.5. Very forgettable, but a cute movie nonetheless about the warthog and the little ferret dude, whatever their names are. It's about how like they came to meet Simba, and it's their version of the events through that story, before that story, and then through when they met Simba. And it's alright. 70 out of 100. It was, it was fine. It was a cute movie. Alright. Let's get back to the good stuff. Darkman. Where is DA for Daddy-O? There it is. It's like right in front of my eyes. And I was like, bro, why can I not see this? Darkman. Darkman is a really good Sam Raimi movie. I really enjoyed this. The second half was definitely better than the first, but it was original. It has great visuals. some of the time. A lot of it really doesn't hold up and it looks really bad, but I liked this. It was a good fresh take on the superhero genre. So Darkman, I enjoyed this movie. I thought this was a good film. If you've never seen Darkman, I recommend you check it out. Because I liked it. It was a good movie. Liam Neeson was really good in it. I like Frances McDormand. She was in this as well. I enjoyed her in the film. Although she said she thought she was miscasted in this movie. I don't agree with that. I like her in everything she's in. Yeah, so Darkman, really good movie. 80 out of 100. Has a good Sam Raimi style to it that I appreciate. Okay. Okay, next Sam Raimi movie. Yes, we're doing a lot of Sam Raimi. Because I did 2 DVD updates in a row where I had gotten Sam Raimi movies. So, we're doing another one. S. Right here. Okay. Next one is A Simple Plan. I really like this movie. This was, it's a movie about some people who find a bag of money and all the problems that ensue from that. And it's a good moral lesson about how money just is not everything. And these people let this bag of money completely destroy their lives. And they go through murder after murder and problem after problem. And they get all anxious because they're like, oh my God, what are we going to do now? I really liked this movie. It was very captivating because they just kept letting this money create problems for them. And it's so great. And the ending was great. I really like this movie. I'm going to give this a 90 out of 100. All right, let's see what's next. Okay, next one is a Coen Brothers movie. It is Miller's Crossing. I love the Coen Brothers. I've seen Big Lebowski, one of my favorites, Raising Arizona, No Country for Old Men, Fargo. I get it. They're great. I really like their stuff. I liked their reboot of True Grit. Really good movie. This, I thought, was kind of boring. I didn't hate it, but I don't know how many more times I want to revisit this in my life. It just, it didn't really captivate me. At first, I was really interested in it because it kind of reminded me of, like, The Godfather. But then it kept going, and I was like, this is kind of boring. But, I mean, I liked it. 70 out of 100. It is what it is. All right. Let's see. Okay, this one I do not own as well. I watched this one on Disney+. It's Toy Story 4. So, I remember when Toy Story 4 came out, and I didn't go see it. I don't know why, because I've always loved Toy Story. All the first 3 were I really liked them. And the other day, I was like about to do my review for Lightyear, and I was like, I should probably see Toy Story 4 before I do my review for Lightyear. So I watched Toy Story 4 on Disney Plus for the first time, and I really liked it. It was really good. It was definitely the worst one. It was. And it felt a little episodic. I think I talked about it in my review for Lightyear. It felt a little episodic, but it was really well made. The ending tugged at the heartstrings, and I really enjoyed it. 85 out of 100 for Toy Story 4. I really enjoyed it. It was really good. It wasn't as good as the first 3. Those 3 were definitely better. But I'm glad that it exists. I'm glad we got that movie. Most people would say it was just a cash grab and Toy Story 3 was a perfect ending. But I'm glad we have this one. It wasn't necessary, but I'm glad we got it anyways. Okay. Let's see. Going back over here. Right here. Next one I got here is Get Out. I just recently watched Get Out and Us in preparation for Nope. That's coming out also Did you guys hear the news? We get a trailer for Halloween Ends on the 20th. Today's the 15th. 5 days. Well, actually, it's 10 o'clock, so more like 4 days and 2 hours. Yes. Like, I can't wait to see the trailer for Halloween Ends, and maybe somebody would even leak it early, and I can watch it early. Yeah, but I'm excited to see that trailer, man. I really hope it's not trash. But anyway, sorry. I got sidetracked. Get Out. I think this is really overrated. I get what he was going for, but it wasn't scary. It was slow. I got a little bored. The ending didn't really make any sense. There's not really any... There's an explanation for why this is only happening to black people, but it's like a terrible explanation. I liked it fine. I would give this a 70 out of 100. I think it's really overrated, but enjoyable. I felt very awkward through the whole thing because of the social commentary, and like, I'm in an interracial relationship myself, but I've never experienced anything to this level of what this guy had to go through being in an interracial relationship. So it was very cringy though, but I'm glad that it went somewhere, because for the longest time I was like, where is all this race stuff going? What is the point of this? Is there a point to it? And there was, but the explanation sucked. And I was just, okay. But still not terrible, 70. I thought it was solid. Yeah. Okay. All right. Here, right here. The next one I got here is The Crow. I really like this movie. It wasn't exactly, what's the movie that I thought was similar to this? What was that movie I thought was similar to this? I can't remember. Well, anyway, I liked it very much. It was very, it was dark. It was gritty. I liked that. Brandon Lee was really good. And you know what amazed me the most about this movie? Brandon Lee died, unfortunately, while making this movie. I can't tell. It's like in Fast and Furious 7, when Paul Walker's not in that movie anymore, it's really obvious. With this movie, I couldn't tell. I sat there and the movie ended and I was like, so at what point during filming did he die? Because it looks to me like he was there the entire time. So they edited around Brendan Lee's death seamlessly, because I don't know about you guys, but personally, I couldn't tell. So I was really impressed by that. I really had a good time with this movie. 85 out of 100. Also, Ernie Hudson was in this movie. He was a Ghostbuster. So that makes me very happy, because I love Ghostbusters. Okay. Let's see what we got next. Okay. Next one I got here is Carrie. Now, I have not watched the reboot yet. I'll get around to it, but I watched the original for the first time. I had seen parts of it on TV before. The one part that, like, on TV, I think, like, when I was a kid, and the only part that I really remembered was John Travolta getting hit in a car, because that was, like, one of the, like, one or two scenes that I saw. So that was all I remembered going into it. And I enjoyed it. It was very uneventful, and that was the problem I had with it. Brian De Palma, although did a really good job directing it, the ending was cool. The acting was fantastic. Everyone did a really good job, especially her, what's her name? Sissy Spacek did a really good job in this movie. But it's just, it wasn't really much of a horror movie as much as it was a teen drama. And that was the problem I had with it, but I still enjoyed it. I'm going to give it an 80 out of 100, and I think that's kind of being generous. I'm not really sure. I know most people really like it, but it's just, I was like, this doesn't really feel like a horror movie. This is just like a more serious Fast Times at Ridgemont High. I mean, it's just, you know. So anyway. Or something like Fast Times at Ridgemont High. I'm just saying. Trust me, these two movies are nothing alike. That's for sure. Okay. So I bought these sometime last year, and I've been putting off watching them just because I heard they weren't good. But, you know, a lot of the movie YouTubers I like to watch, they all talk about how they've seen them. And the other day, I was just like, you know what? I feel like watching them now. So I did. It's Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Now, I did a review for the newer one, and I really liked it, but looking back on it, I think I liked it too much. And I gave it way too high of a rating. So I'd have to go back and revisit it at some point, and maybe I'll re-review it. But Mortal Kombat. What's known as Paul W.S. Anderson's best movie, and it's still not even a great movie. It's just a fun film. It's not good. Don't get me wrong. But the fight scenes are fantastic in Mortal Kombat. They're really good. It's corny. Some of the acting's off, but the casting was really good. The sets were cool. I love the fight between Scorpion and Johnny Cage. Or yeah, it was Scorpion and Johnny Cage, right? Was it Scorpion or was it Sub-Zero? I can't remember. He fought one of the two. And it was a really good fight scene. So really good fights in Mortal Kombat. It's just it's the Mortal Kombat movie. I mean, it is what it is, you know. But I enjoyed it. I'd give it a 70. Now, Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Mortal Kombat Annihilation is an abomination against mankind. I had heard it was bad, but holy crap, was Mortal Kombat Annihilation crap. That is one of the worst movies I've ever seen. It's so bad, it's laughably bad. I mean, it's so incompetent. It's like, how? How is it this incompetent? It was one of the most incompetent movies I have ever seen in my life. And you know what? It still wasn't quite as bad as The Room. I'll give it that. But it was absolutely atrocious. I'm going to give that movie a 10 out of 100. Wow. I mean, it was bad. The acting was like porno acting. Now you will die. It was so bad. I might even go as low as a 5 out of 100 for it. It was so bad. I wouldn't go quite 0 because, wow, how incompetent. Yeah, it is incompetent. Because I feel like nothing can be quite as bad as The Room. But Mortal Kombat Annihilation is an abomination against mankind. Every copy of it deserves to be annihilated. I hate that movie. It's so unbelievably terrible. But you know what? It's one of those movies that even though it's really terrible, you can still... It's fun to watch because it's terrible. So at least it's not boring. I will give it that. Because that, in my opinion, is the biggest sin a movie can commit, is being boring. I'll give Mortal Kombat Annihilation that. It's not boring. But it's not boring for all the wrong reasons. It is just so bad. It's entertaining because of how bad it is. I just... Wow. It's one of the worst movies I got on the shelf, for sure. Okay. Alright. Next one I got here is The Babadook. Now, I talked about this one in my DVD update. I'll go over this again. So basically, I was talking with a friend about this the other day while I was watching The Babadook. I was texting him, and I was like, my problem with this movie and Hereditary is that, yes, they are good horror movies, but the horror aspect of it takes a back seat to the drama. And I don't really like that. Like, my favorite horror movie of all time is The Shining. Because The Shining puts... Yes, it's not full of jump scares and stuff, which is good. But the horror aspect of it is still the main plot. The thing, what makes that movie scary, or a horror movie in general, is the plot. The Sixth Sense. What the scary aspect of that movie is the plot. In the Babadook, the scary aspect takes a back seat to a drama plot. And I can't really get on board with that as much. I don't hate this movie. It's very well done. The acting is fantastic. What's-her-face here got overlooked at the Oscars. She's amazing in it. This kid that's in the movie does a fantastic job himself. It just, yeah, I wish it was more about the Babadook and less about a struggling mom. So yeah, 70, 75 out of 100. But let me know what you think about that in the comments. Alright, I talked about this one in my DVD update as well. But, I'll briefly go over it again. In my last DVD update. So if you want to hear more of my thoughts on this, check out my last DVD update. But American Hustle, I watched this. I really enjoyed it. I loved it. 90 out of 100. Had a really good time with this movie. Christian Bale is amazing. So much fun to watch. I had so much fun with American Hustle. But if you want to hear more in-depth thoughts, watch my last DVD update where I talked about it more. Okay. All right, the next one, I don't have this one here with me either. I watched this one on Netflix. It's called Wanted. So, I had seen a clip, like, once or twice somewhere before of, hang on a second. We're gonna get it. We're gonna get it. We are gonna get it. Angelina Jolie. Why could I not think of that name? I don't know. But Wanted was, I seen that clip of like the bullet curving her head like years ago. And then the other day I watched it with my girlfriend on Netflix, and I realized, I was like, wow, like this is the movie that I'd seen that clip before. It was good. I liked it. I'm surprised with how much money it made. It made like over $300 million at the box office, which is like crazy. Because it felt like a solid kind of throwaway action movie. So I was very surprised by how much money it made, but I enjoyed it. 75 out of 100. All right, the next one. I just got done talking about Mortal Kombat Annihilation. I gotta talk about this one. Okay, the next one. Look, I love Nicolas Cage, but there was no excuse for this. The Wicker Man Reboot sucks. I mean, wow. That was a bad movie. The Wicker Man Reboot, I've never seen the original, but I've heard it's good. But the Wicker Man Reboot was so bad that I was sitting there thinking, I don't understand how the original could be this. It could actually be good from what I'm hearing. I hear it's good. I don't understand how the original could be good if the reboot is truly this bad. Like, you would think, like, yeah, reboots a lot of times, they suck. But you could still see the original good story that's in there. You can still see that better film that you've already seen in there. This movie made me question how it's even possible for the original to have been good. That's how bad the Wicker Man Reboot is. It is one of the absolute worst movies I've ever seen. It was completely boring and uneventful. It was stupid in every way. The acting was bad. It was the ending sucked. Everything sucked. I hated it. I mean, wow, it was bad. Even James Franco was at the end of it. I was like, how did they pull that? I mean, jeez. And I think Nicolas Cage lobbied for that movie to be made, didn't he? Didn't that movie only happen because he really wanted it to happen? I'm pretty sure I've heard that somewhere. What an abomination against mankind. The Wicker Man reboot, I would give it either... I would say it's about on the same level as Mortal Kombat Annihilation. I would either give it a 5 or a 10 out of 100. Maybe a 10, just because it was like more serious tone. But yeah, what an awful movie. I mean, truly, just awful. I think I'd rather rewatch Cats than that movie, because at least Cats had like singing and dancing, and so it was a little bit entertaining in that way. A little bit. Cats was boring. Don't get me wrong. Okay. Next one I got here is In the Line of Fire, starring Clint Eastwood. I don't have this one either. I watched this one on Netflix. I really liked it. It wasn't one of those movies that's like, oh my gosh, this is what filmmaking is all about. But Clint Eastwood is great in it. John Malkovich, what an amazing actor. I mean, he is truly phenomenal. He got nominated for Best Actor Supporting Role for that movie. I was really into it. I like presidential stuff. I like to do like research a little bit, like on the presidents. So it interested me in that way. I really liked it. I give it an 85 out of 100. If you've never seen In the Line of Fire, that's a good Clint Eastwood movie. I would check that one out. All right, so I watched 2 horror movies today. We're down to the last 2 movies. I watched 2 horror movies today. And, sorry, I've been talking for, like, so long, I think all the, like, my head is filled with nothing but air. So, I watched 2 horror movies today. Now, I talked about it in my DVD update that I did, the last one I did, where I'd seen all the movies in the Conjuring universe except for one. Well, today I watched that movie. Here, my dog is right here. Hey, buddy, take this away from me, please. I don't want it. He's like, nah, bro, I don't want that crap either. All right. The Curse of La Llorona. The Curse of La Llorona is... Hey, buddy. Is... Maxie, say hi. Say hi. The Curse of La Llorona... Hi. Is... What? All right. Show me. One sec. I'm going to let him downstairs. I see you. Go ahead. Okay. That cheered me up a little bit. But now I really do got to talk about the Curse of La Llorona. I looked at this poster. And I was like, how could this movie be that bad? I mean, it's just, look at this poster. Look how cool that is. Look how scary that is. And I looked at that poster and I was like, there's no way it's that bad. Look at this poster. This is an amazing movie poster. I mean, everything about this movie poster screams, this horror movie is awesome. I hate that movie. That movie is garbage. It is definitely the worst movie in the Conjuring universe. Look, The Nun sucked. Annabelle sucked. Annabelle Comes Home almost sucked. The Conjuring is amazing. The Conjuring 2 is amazing. The Conjuring 3, I enjoyed it. Annabelle Creation was fine. I enjoyed it. The Nun. I said that one already. It sucked. But this movie, The Curse of La Llorona, is such a waste of time. Like, it's so bad. It's like, I want my hour and a half of my life back. It's mercifully only an hour and a half. It's based on a folktale and a really cool one. And so they could have done all this great stuff with it, and they just wasted it. It was such a waste. They show her like every 5 seconds of the movie. It takes place in Los Angeles when it should have taken place in Mexico because it's a Mexican folktale. And the story's so generic. We've seen it 1,000 times before. The scares suck. The directing sucks. It sucks. I mean, the acting was good, but it just... I mean, wow. It's just... The Curse of La Llorona is a perfect example of what's wrong with horror movies today. Perfect example. What's wrong with horror movies today? Look at The Curse of La Llorona. I'm going to go pick it up because I don't want to... You know what? It landed on the dog bed where it belongs. So I'm going to leave it on the dog bed where it belongs. In the dog bed. Because it's crap. I hate it. I'm going to give it a 30 out of 100. Alright, and finally, last one. I also watched this one in preparation for Nope. Ended up having to order this. And I didn't realize that the people I ordered it from are a public library in Dallas, Texas. The Indianapolis Public Library. Indianapolis Public Library. Okay, so I guess it came from a library in Indianapolis, but the package came from Dallas, Texas. So I don't know if somebody bought it from the Indianapolis Public Library and it got shipped to Dallas, Texas, and they're like, I don't want this, so I bought it and they shipped it to me. But the package said library on it. Like all over the pack. I don't care. Us. I had a lot of problems with the character decisions in this movie, but I really enjoyed it. I thought it was better than Get Out by like a lot. The acting was great. It was really entertaining. The ending, like the final like climatic thing was really good. I love the song at the end of the movie that they played at the end. I was like, oh, this is good. Yeah, I really enjoyed Us. Did you get the plot twist? I have several questions about it. Like, so the plot twist was like that, like she was like the evil version all along, and I was like, okay, but how does she? And all of a sudden, she remembers like her escape from the underground, and I'm like, well, how did you forget it to begin with? So the ending wasn't that great. The mom was switched when she was a kid. Yeah, but how does she not remember that until the very end of the movie? That's what I'm saying. She doesn't remember it. She's like, she's driving, she's like, oh, I remember everything now. And she was raised in the underground place. She was like 6. You would remember that. She was raised in the underground place. But, wait, I thought she was the evil one, but she just doesn't remember being the evil one. Okay, no, I don't get the ending. I don't get the ending. We'll talk about it later. No, I didn't really get the ending, but I really like this movie. I'm going to give it an 80 out of 100. I'm looking forward. The memory was replaced. She was the good repressed. How? Okay, whatever. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Nope. Based on looking at the trailers, I think Nope will be a better movie than Get Out and Us. I'm really looking forward to it. So, I like it's an alien movie and not a straight up horror movie, so Jordan Peele's going a little bit different direction. I'm looking forward to Nope. Comes out in, well, it's almost midnight, so I guess I'll say 6 days and an hour and 35 minutes from now. That's when it comes out. I'm looking forward to it. Although I'll probably go see it the day before it comes out, probably, and I'll review it. I'm looking forward to it. Okay, that's everything for the New Views Movie Reviews. I already pre-ordered my ticket. Why didn't you tell me? I thought, are we going together or what? Why are there people in here but it says 0 viewers? That's weird. Okay, that's everything for the New Views Movie Reviews. We still got about 15 minutes left. I said I'd talk for an hour, so let's talk for an hour. Alright, I already gave my channel update at the beginning of the stream, so I guess we'll do our random number generator thing again, and we'll just talk about a few movies. So let me go pull up my random number generator here. So basically, this is the way this works is you are going to give me bookshelf 1, 2, or 3. I go plans change, so I'm just going alone on a day where I have off. I'll try and go with you. I'll call you after this live stream. That's my beautiful girlfriend. She's the prettiest girl in the world, and everybody who's watching this in the chat, you should let her know that. Okay, random number generator. So yeah, so basically, you're gonna pick 1, 2, or 3, and then you're gonna say shelf 1 through 6, and disc whatever. So it would be like shelf 1, disc 17. Whatever. Please enable cookies. No, thank you. I will not. Okay. So let me go ahead. So we'll do a number between 1 and 40 for these, and we'll do a number between 1 and 60 for this shelf, because these shelves are smaller than this one. So we'll go with this shelf first, and I'll go with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So a number between 1 and 6. Two. Okay. Shelf 2. Okay, yeah. Okay, you want to do shelf 2? Shelf 2, disc your mom. Alright. Shelf 2. If you want to, you can pick I won't do the generate. Just put a number in the chat. A number between 1 and 60. And I'll pick that one. You can pick a number if you want, between 1 and 60. If not, that's alright. I got one already. You said shelf 6, disc 11. Okay. I just got all your chat. What do you mean, bruh? Sorry, they loaded late. 21? What do you mean 21? Make up your mind, 11 or 21? We're going with 11, all right? So shut up. All right. Okay. We'll go with shelf 6, disc 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think I did this one last time, but that's all right. 11! Yeah, well, you put 21, so. Okay. First one is The Hobbit. I've watched all 3 of the movies. This one was my least favorite. I've seen them all once. I haven't felt the need to revisit them. I will at some point. I did review all of the Lord of the Rings movies already. So if you want to check those out on my channel, you can. But this was okay. 75 out of 100. But if I need to rewatch this movie. All 3 of these movies, And when I do, I'll review them. But yeah, not great. I really liked Desolation of Smog. I thought that was great, and I thought Battle for the Five Armies was good. But this one was my least favorite. Yeah. But Lord of the Rings, perfect in every way. There's nothing wrong with the Lord of the Rings trilogy. They are absolutely perfect in every way. They are masterpieces of filmmaking, and The Hobbit is not. But not bad. Alright. Let me do another. I'll randomly generate one myself here. The movie about that one room in that one hotel. 1408. Yes, I do remember that movie. Alright, so we're going to go with shelf 1. Where he can't get out. Yeah, that's 1408. Oh, look, the dog's back. Okay. Talk about 408. Well, Sybil, that isn't the rules. But fine, I'll talk about 1408 in a second. All right, so we're going to go shelf 1, disc 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, wow, I never thought I'd talk about this one. But here we are. The King of Queens. I have the complete series here. Shout out to my girlfriend for getting me this. This is one of my all-time favorite sitcoms. I'm more interested in pop culture from before I was born than I am in pop culture of today. And the show references pop culture from before I was born a lot. So people my age won't really get this show as well. But this show just is like the funniest thing in the world. It really is. Kevin James is like one of my favorite comedic actors. I know a lot of people don't like Kevin James just because they think his humor is like really clean and stupid. And it can be. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's been in bad movies, but I always love this show. This is one of my favorite sitcoms to revisit. Alright, fine. Per requested by the lovely lady, we'll talk about 1408. I might review 1408 for Halloween. I might. But I have ones that are like definites. Who would want to fistfight Kevin James and Kevin Bacon? Kevin James. Did you see Here Comes the Boom? Kevin James. Let's see. 1408. It's E, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, 1408. Alright. 1408. I love this movie. Some of the editing is a little iffy in the movie, but I love this movie. Like, a lot of people just think this is like okay. I don't really get why. This is like one of my favorite horror movies. John Cusack is kind of a jerk. No, he is a jerk. He's like he's a jerk. Like, I don't like John Cusack as a person. Like, he has some really crappy opinions on stuff. He just doesn't seem... He's one of those celebrities that you just don't want to meet because he might be a jerk if you meet him. Like, I'm going on about this for too long, but he's just said some stuff before that just really disgusted me. But he's a great actor, and he did a great job in this movie. Samuel L. Jackson did a great job in this movie. I like how this movie is original. It's different. It's one of the better Stephen King adaptations. Of course, it's not as good as The Shining. I'm not saying that The Shining is perfect in every way imaginable. There's literally nothing wrong with The Shining. The Shining is one of the absolute best movies ever made. And The Shining is so good, and the filmmaking is just so good, that it almost moves me to tears how good The Shining is. Like, it's just... It shouldn't be possible to make movies as good as The Shining. But 1408 is a great movie, too. I love 1408. It's original. It's not full of a bunch of crappy jump scares. It's just a really, really great horror film that I don't think gets near enough credit. Okay. We'll go back to the shelf thing now. Alright. We got about 5 more minutes. I'll talk for about 5 more minutes, and then I'll let you guys get on with your night. So let's see. We'll go with shelf 2 this time. Shelf 1 through 6. Or thing. Okay, so we're going to go to the bottom here. And we're going to go generate a number between 1 and 40. And 26. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Okay, well, 26 is easy. I'm just going to pull out this one because I got 2 copies of it sitting here. So I'm just going to, well, you know, I'll pull them both out. So number 6 is easily one of the best movies ever made. It's Star Wars. I mean, Star Wars is just, it's just like, what can you say about Star Wars that hasn't already been said? It's Star Wars. I mean, Star Wars is just, it's perfect. It's the perfect movie. It's just, it's amazing. And the reason why I say what I said is because actually what I landed on was my 2004 copy of it, the 2004 rendition copy. Not as good. So I had the 2000, of all 3 of the original Star Wars movies, I got the 2004 movies. And then I have the original with the 2000, what's the latest one? The 2007 editions, I believe. So this is the newest edition of the film. And then this is the theatrical cut. So I proudly own 3 different versions of all 3 of the original Star Wars movies. And I proudly own the theatrical cut of all 3 of them. These are my prized possessions in my movie collection. These are my favorite, like, not my favorite movies of all time, although they are some of them. I rewatch this trilogy like once or twice a year, but these were hard to get. These aren't easy to find. These are kind of rare because George Lucas stopped printing the original cuts. So they're really rare. And I proudly own all 3 of the theatrical cuts of these movies. And it's just, it's my favorite thing that I own on my shelves. Yeah. But, I mean, it's Star Wars, man. What can you say about Star Wars? As already been said. They're the best movies ever. They are. They're amazing. I love them, all 3 of them to death. It's just, they're perfect. It's the original Star Wars movie. This is the movie that changed the world. And it's the movie that changed filmmaking forever. It is. It's one of the most, if not the most important movie of all time. And I love it to death. Get back on the shelf. Okay. Alright. Y'all want to do one more? Never thought a movie where a dude kisses his sister would be important. It's definitely not Star Trek, though. You're full of crap with the Star Trek thing. And, no comment. Okay, we'll do one more. Let's see. We'll go over to this one now. And I got 3 here to choose from, so go shelf between shelf 1 and 3. How y'all doing tonight? You got snacks? Like Dashy says, you got snacks? Alright, let's go shelf 1. And we'll go disc, generate, disc 37. One more, It Sucks So Bad movie. Okay, per request, I'll do 2 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. Okay, 37 is Transporter 3. The Transporter, I've reviewed that on my channel. I think only one person has ever watched that review, but I have reviewed the Transporter on my channel. I love the first Transporter. This is just a really great action movie. It does only have guns in it when it's convenient. I will admit to that. But it was a movie that really put that it was a movie where Jason Statham proved that he could carry his own film. He was in great movies before. He was in Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. He was in Snatch. Those are both Guy Ritchie movies. So, you know, he was already making a name for himself. But when he did The Transporter, that's when Hollywood was like, hey, this guy can carry his own film. He's great. And I love The Transporter. Transporter 2 is pretty good. It's fun. It's not as good as the first one. It's not great, but I really like it. Transporter 3 is very choppy. What was the movie where if he stopped driving, he would die? It's not where if he stopped driving, it was where he had to keep his heart rate up. It's called a Crank. He had to keep his heart rate up or else he was going to die. Yeah, Crank is kind of a trashy movie. I saw Crank 1 and 2. They were very trashy, like a little bit too trashy for my taste. They just were. They were trashy movies. Not like trash movies like The Curse of La Llorona, but they were trashy. And just like the constant subject matter. And it was just, I couldn't really get into that. But they were intense and Jason Statham was great on them. But Transporter 3, it's choppy. The editing's choppy, but not great. But I do think people were a little bit too hard on it. I'll give this a 70 out of 100. I would say. I think people were too hard on this movie. I think there was some cool sequence in it, but yes, it is not as good as the first two. What, did you want to do another bad movie? I don't know. Let me see. I gotta see if I can find a movie on here that I hate. A Million Ways to Die in the West. Okay. I liked A Million Ways to Die in the West. I saw it once. It was a funny Seth MacFarlane movie. I liked it. Just... I don't remember much about it, to be honest with you. I saw it... Hi, doggy. I saw it once. No! You're pushing my camera, you jerk. Hi! Go away! Yeah, it's a good movie. Yeah, now that you're on camera, you want to leave. That's right, bub. All right. Yeah, good movie. I just don't remember much about it. So anyway, that's the live stream. Thank y'all for coming out and watching. And, okay, doggy. Okay, I'm going to go see what he wants. Stop pushing the camera. Stay there. Okay, I'm going away. Bye.